The rain had only just begun to fall when Maria's trembling hands pressed against the boy's cold neck, searching desperately for a pulse that felt too faint to trust. Lights from passing cars streaked across the wet pavement, reflecting her own panic right back at her as she knelt beside the young teenager who lay motionless on the ground. In that moment, with thunder rolling and strangers staring but not stopping, one truth hit her harder than the storm itself: if she didn't act now, this boy might never open his eyes again. With her breath shaking and her apron still tied around her waist from her shift, she picked up the cracked phone lying beside him and whispered to herself that there was no time to think, only time to save a life. She didn't know the boy, didn't know the owner of the phone, didn't know if her interference would make things worse or put her in danger, but she clicked the green call button anyway. As the ring echoed in her ears, she silently begged that whoever answered would care enough to come. When a deep, rough biker's voice finally picked up, Maria swallowed hard and forced herself to speak. "Your son, he's unconscious on the street. Backhand index pointing right. If you believe the world needs more kindness, more courage, and more second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to channel name. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts." Maria stayed beside the boy even as the rain grew heavier. Cars splashed water over her shoes, and the cold asphalt seeped through the knees of her uniform pants, but she refused to move. Her life had never allowed her to be anyone's hero. She was the girl who apologized too much, the woman who worked too late, the waitress who walked home when buses stopped running. Yet here she was, shielding a stranger's child with her small frame as thunder cracked overhead. She whispered small encouragements to him even though he couldn't hear, telling him to hold on, to fight, to stay in the world a little longer. She kept checking his pulse, kept brushing wet hair from his forehead, kept hoping the father she had called would arrive before fate made a cruel decision. People looked, but no one stopped. Everyone had somewhere to be, someone to get home to, someone who mattered. Maria wondered how different things would be if someone like her were the one lying on the ground. Maybe no one would stop then either. That thought made her hold the boy even closer. When the roar of an engine cut through the rain, Maria felt her breath catch. A large motorcycle slid into view, water spraying from the tires as a tall, broad-shouldered biker jumped off before it even stopped fully. His tattoos glistened with rain, and panic twisted his features into something raw and unguarded as his eyes locked on the unconscious boy. In that instant, Maria saw the tough exterior of a man who had likely been feared in many places crack open like broken armor. She watched him fall to his knees beside his son, touching the boy's face with hands that shook uncontrollably. Maria stepped back, not wanting to intrude on the sudden flood of emotion between father and son, but the biker grasped her wrist tightly. She could feel the silent gratitude in the way he held on, as if she were the only lifeline he had in that collapsing world around him. He lifted his son into his arms and held him against his chest like something precious and fragile, whispering promises into the boy's damp hair, promising he wouldn't lose him too. As they waited for the ambulance Maria had already called, she understood a truth she had rarely seen so clearly: strong people are often the ones who have suffered the most. The biker clutched his son like he had already lost too many things he loved. When the paramedics arrived, their quick movements and urgent words cut through the night. Maria watched from the sidelines, arms wrapped around herself, unsure if she should stay or go. She had already done what she could, maybe more than she was supposed to. But as they loaded the boy onto the stretcher and the biker climbed in beside him, he turned back to Maria through the open doors. Rain dripped from his hair, and his chest heaved from fear, but his eyes were soft. He told her to ride with them. Even though they were strangers, even though life had put them on opposite ends of the world, he didn't want her to disappear. Something about her quiet courage had become part of this moment. Inside the ambulance, Maria sat rigidly in the corner as paramedics worked on the boy. The biker kept one hand on his son and often glanced at her, as if drawing strength from knowing she was there. The ride felt endless, each breath filled with the metallic scent of medical equipment and the sharp sting of fear. Maria's memories drifted to her own life, the nights she had spent crying alone in her cramped room, the meals she skipped to pay rent, the dreams she had buried under endless shifts at the diner. Maybe that was why she couldn't walk past the boy earlier. She knew what it felt like to need someone who might never come. And she refused to let another child feel that helplessness. At the hospital, the wait was torturous. Hours passed with no updates, and Maria's uniform dried stiff with rain while she sat on a plastic chair too small to hold the weight of her exhaustion. The biker paced like a trapped storm, his boots echoing sharply through the hallway, his fists clenched at his sides. Every so often he looked at her, as though he didn't know how to thank her properly but couldn't bring himself to let her leave either. When a doctor finally emerged, the quiet words he spoke felt like both relief and heartbreak. The boy had suffered a seizure brought on by a severe drop in blood sugar. If Maria hadn't acted when she did, if she had been even 10 minutes later, the boy might not have survived the night. The biker broke down right there, sinking into a chair, covering his face with his hands. Maria felt tears rising in her own eyes, not from sadness, but from overwhelming relief. She had saved a life. She had done something that mattered. Days passed, and Maria returned to her routine at the diner, her life unchanged in every way except the one that mattered. She carried a quiet pride she had never felt before. She didn't expect to see the biker again. She assumed their worlds had collided only for a brief, chaotic night. But one afternoon, as she balanced a tray of steaming plates and worn-out menus, the bell above the diner door jingled. She didn't have to look up to know who it was. The man's presence filled the room like thunder rolling in slow motion. When she finally glanced his way, she saw the boy too, smiling, healthy, and walking beside his father. They took a booth, and the biker nodded at her with a gratitude that softened all the hard edges of his face. When she approached them, the boy leaned forward and told her that his dad insisted they come find her. The biker confirmed it with a quiet nod, explaining that he couldn't rest until he thanked her properly. Maria tried to brush it off, insisting she only did what anyone would do. But the biker shook his head gently and told her the truth: most people wouldn't stop. Most people wouldn't kneel in the rain for a stranger's child. Most people wouldn't have risked their own safety to do the right thing. He told her she didn't just save his son, she saved him too. That night, something shifted. It wasn't romantic, not yet. It wasn't some sudden fairy tale. It was the beginning of two broken, tired people discovering that the world still had room for kindness. The biker began stopping by the diner, sometimes with his son, sometimes alone. He would sit quietly at the counter, sipping coffee he always insisted on paying too much for, just to leave her bigger tips than she thought she deserved. Over time, Maria learned his name, his tragedies, his losses. She learned he had raised his son alone after losing the boy's mother years ago. She learned Harley men could cry too, and that even strong people need saving. Their bond grew slowly, naturally, built from gratitude and respect before anything else. The biker began helping Maria with things she had never imagined, asking for fixing the broken light in her hallway, replacing the lock on her apartment door, leaving groceries at her doorstep anonymously. Maria tried to stop him, but he told her he owed her more than he could ever repay. The boy, meanwhile, grew attached to her too, seeing her as part of the tiny world his father trusted. They would stop by after school sometimes, just to tell her about his day, and Maria found herself smiling in ways she had forgotten she could. One evening, months after the stormy night that changed everything, Maria walked home after closing the diner. She heard a familiar motorcycle rumble behind her before she saw it. The biker pulled up beside her, the boy sitting on the back, grinning. They insisted on giving her a ride home, saying it was too dark and dangerous for her to walk alone. She climbed on hesitantly, but as the wind brushed her face and the light streaked past, she felt something she hadn't felt in years: freedom. Belonging. Safety. When they reached her apartment, the biker looked at her with a softness she had grown used to but still didn't feel worthy of. He told her that he didn't want her to walk alone anymore, not just for safety, but because he wanted to be part of her life in whatever way she would allow. Their lives intertwined gently over the months that followed. Not rushed. Not forced. It felt like healing, slow, warm, and real. The boy adored her, the biker respected her, and for the first time, Maria stopped apologizing for existing. She began to feel like someone whose presence mattered. Someone who could save a life not just once, but every day, through kindness, warmth, and quiet courage. When the biker finally confessed that he wanted her to be part of their small family, Maria cried, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming realization that life had given her something beautiful in return for a moment of bravery. She had saved a boy that night. But the truth she carried quietly in her heart was that the boy and his father had saved her too. They saved her from loneliness, from invisibility, from believing she wasn't enough. They saved her by giving her a place where she was wanted. And so, the woman who once knelt in the rain beside a dying boy now stood in the light of a new life, one built from fear, tears, courage, and unexpected love. Her story became one she would tell herself on difficult nights, that kindness, even from the poorest and most tired soul, can change the world in ways none of us ever expect. Backhand index pointing right. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to channel name. Your support helps more people discover meaningful stories like this. Speech balloon special request. Comment below. Kindness saves lives. If you believe every act of courage creates a new beginning.